Basically, SAP stands for SAP, the Structural Analysis Program. It is basically used to analyze the structure of any kind. For example, you can go to, or for example, this is the interface, right? I'm using the version 14. You can use the latest versions. This is the menu bar where you can go to the file menu, the edit view. If you can see that the file menu is highlighted, but the other menus they are not highlighted. And when you will open some model, then it will get highlighted. So in file menu there are different options, and most of them are also not highlighted. If for example, for the sake of understanding different menus, go and open a new menu. Okay, here you can see in the new model there are two options: initialize model from default with units, or initialize model from an existing file. It means that you have some existing file in your system and you want to initialize by that. Okay, so the units will not be selected in that case, but in our case we have to highlight this first option, and we have to see which units suits us. For example, keep inch or keep feet, or you can change it to, for example, pound feet or poundage, etc., whichever suits you. Okay, for example, I have selected keep fit, and for the sake of simplicity, you can select the blank option or the grid only option, or even a simple beam. But 2D truss, 3D truss, 2D frame, 3D frames are relatively complex, and we will not select that in this video particularly. Similarly, the walls, flat slab, shells, staircases, storage structures, for example, the overhead water tank, the underground concrete structures, for example, the reservoirs, the solid models, the cable bridge, the Caltrans bag, quick bridge, pipes and plates. These are all types of structures that you can model directly by just clicking on it and defining different parameters and run the analysis. All right, unless and until you know the basics. So you can click on the blank, you can click on the grid only, you can click on the beam. For instance, let's click on the blank. So there is nothing in it, right? So I have selected it just for the sake of highlighting this menu bar. For example, in the file menu, you can see that there is a new model. We already checked it. There is open model. For example, you have saved a model and you want to open it. Save option, save as option, import. You can import your file to different formats. For example, SAP2000 to MS Access database, MS Excel spreadsheet, to text, SAP 2000 version 6 or version 7, SAP 90, CIS two-step file, steel detailing, Pro Steel Exchange, Framework plus AutoCAD, .dx, JFC, IGES, Nestran, Stard, and StrockCAD. So you can import from these all of these softwares or all of these applications, and you can export your file of SAP 2000 version 14 to these different softwares for the drilling. For example, for steel detailing, neutral file. Similarly, there is the option of batch file control, print setup for graphics, print tables, report setup, create report, advanced report writer, capture enhanced meta file, capture picture, where there are different options for the entire screen or SAP main window or the current window with title bar or without title bar, etc. Then there is modify show project information, modify show comments and logs, show input log files, and then there is exit. So if you click exit, it will just save if you want to save, or you can cancel the saving process. The second one is edit. Since there is no structure selected, so you can see that most of the options are not highlighted. You cannot use them, but they are simple. For example, undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, delete, replicate, extrude, move. How to use replicate, how to use extrude, it requires further details. Then there is a view menu. set 3D view, set 2D view, set limits, set display option. In set display option, you can select different types of things that you want to display or not. Rubber band zoom, restore full view, previous zoom, zoom in one step, zoom out one step. So show grid, show axis, etc. This is the main menu as long as you are concerned with defining the materials. For example, if you click on it and for example you want to see what is this 4000 psi, so just click on show and modify material, and you can see that it is concrete, right? And these are all the properties of concrete that are defined. And it is not a lightweight concrete, it's a normal weight concrete. When you click on switch to advanced property, and when you click here, so it takes you to further detailing of the material. For example, if you want to check the non-linear material data, it takes you to which model are you using. For example, in the hysteresis type Takeda, for example in Drucker Prager parameters, for example in the stress strain curve definition options. So if you want to see the stress strain curve, so this is the stress strain curve of the concrete that you have been using. This is the tensile portion, this is the compressive portion. I have already discussed these in one of my video, you can check that. And you can just check the reverse plot, for example. So this is the compressive in the positive direction, okay. So okay, we were talking about the define menu. So in define menu, you can define different type of materials. You can define different type of sections. For example, frame section, tendon section, cable section, area section, and many more. The mass source, you can define coordinate system, the joint constraint, the joint pattern, the groups, section cuts, the functions. For example, in defining the non-linear loadings, you can define response spectrum, time history, power spectral, and steady state. You can define loads, patterns, load cases, load combinations, bridge loads, named views, named property sets, pushover parameter sets, and named sets. Okay, then this menu is dedicated to the bridge only. So if you are working with the bridge, then this menu is most important menu for you. But if you are not designing or analyzing a bridge, for example you are analyzing a structure, a frame structure, or let's suppose uh, what do you say, uh, a trust, right? So then you don't need to check this, because here you see there are lanes, there are vehicles, the load definitions, the moving load case, the bends, abutments, everything in this menu is related particularly to the bridges, okay. Then there is a draw menu where you can draw different lines and area elements. Then there is select, you can select by using different options, right, by properties, by assignments, by groups, etc. Then there is assign menu. Since we haven't selected any structure, so you can see that in assign menu nothing is highlighted. If you select a joint, then the joint will be highlighted. If you select a frame, then frame will be highlighted here. We will check these things in the coming videos, okay, so don't worry. Then there is the analyze option. For example, in select option you go and select some particular object. For example, let me show you that I want to, let me start with a beam, okay. So this is simple beam. So when you select it, and it will require some time. For example, when you select, for example I have selected this segment. You can select, for example if I deselect it from here and I go to the select option, select and select it by properties. For example, I want to select it by frame section, so there is only one option, and see both the beams have been selected, because by default SAP has assigned them one section. So if I want to select only one portion of the beam or one segment of the beam, I just selected it and then go to assign, and see the frame option is highlighted, and then I want to assign it. I want to assign it what? If I have defined a frame section, then I can assign that frame section from here as well. I can assign different things. For example, the P delta force, the end offsets, the reverse connectivity, the end skews, the local axis. There are multiple options that can assign from here. Similarly, I can assign frame loads from here. For example, if I want to assign some point load to this beam, and the load pattern is dead. As of now, I haven't defined any other pattern, for example, live load or the lateral loads, etc. So, for example, if I put I assign a load of let's suppose at a distance of I don't know the values, so I just assign at a distance of 5 feet, I have assigned the load of 10 kp. So see, this load has been assigned here. And when you assign the loads and the properties in this menu, then you go to the analyze option, set analysis option, and then run analysis. And after that, you display different types of results, and then you go for the design. These are different options that you use during your programming. These are the tools, and this is the help menu. You can use different documentation. For example, if you click here, there are different manuals, the design codes for the bridge, the technical notes, the tutorials, the analysis verification, the release information. Everything is present here. You can use for your convenience. Okay. So this was a very basic and simple introduction, and in the next video we will start with a beam or with the grid option. Thank you very much.